Well, this serves as quite the warning, doesn't it?
It gets me choked up now.
Approaching her 39th birthday, Melissa Persling has finally realised she's been lied to for years.
I wrote a lot of that article, like, truly scared. Like, I really did think, like, wow, you've missed your opportunity. Like, you are going to be alone. You're not going to have a family. I was really scared when I wrote that.
She wrote an essay for Business Insider titled, "I'm 38 and single and I recently realised I want a child. I'm terrified I've missed my opportunity." Tragically for her, despite marrying a traditional man when she was 22, at the time she felt strongly, I did not want children, that I wasn't going to be like the traditional housewife. I knew I did want to pursue a career. What could possibly go wrong? She ended up getting divorced at 30 and only now has come to this jarring realization.
The downfall of living a selfish, me-focused life. It's definitely started to feel hollow and meaningless. And you know, it's taken me to this point in my life to realize that that's not a life that's going to bring you happiness.
Melissa finally woke up and came to the understanding that she'd been a victim of the anti-natalist psyop.
It is such a me-focused culture right now. If I thought I would spend the rest of my life alone, if I didn't think that I would get married and have children, I would be devastated.
As she grew older, the fun, carefree lifestyle, being wined and dined, going to parties, began to get old. The pursuit of comfort and self became dull. Melissa realised her existence was shallow and hollow.
I just think a lot of us are missing out. I certainly have felt like that the last year and a half, and I thank God that I realized it in time.
Is it in time, though? I hope so for her sake. But biology, on the other hand...
No eggs. Empty egg carton. You don't have any eggs.
What she said next hit hard.
I don't want to wake up at, 60 by myself and go, well, I had a lot of fun. It's like, I want to wake up 60 next to the love of my life, raising a family, doing the things that are really important and the things that really matter. I don't think you're going to be on your deathbed one day and look back and go, I wish I went to more parties or spent more, time shopping. It's like, you're going to look back and say, oh my God, like this person I created with someone I loved. And, that's going to be the thing that's meaningful.
We've addressed dinks.
We're dinks. We're dinks. We're dinks.
We're dinks.
We're dinks. We're dinks.
Well, this is what happens to them when the TikTok dopamine fades, when the social media clout subsides, when they hit the wall.
You don't have any eggs.
She wanted a simple life with children and home-cooked meals, she said. However, Persling, despite coming from a religious Christian background, made it clear to her husband-to-be that she did not want children. Big mistake. But also, what on earth was he thinking? Never mind, don't marry. Don't ever even waste your time dating a woman who says she never wants children. Whenever you hear this,
I don't want kids.
just think of this. Run away fast, disengage, ghost, block, do whatever it takes. Just get the hell away as quickly as possible. Oh, but I can change her. I can convince her. Dude, she's a victim of weapons-grade algorithmic brainwashing.
Why is nobody talking about being dinks?
So potent that it's overridden her hardwired core genetic coding. She's broken. Permanently. Just run. But it's not just women's fault that relationships in the West are in such a perilous state. Young men's brains have been totally scrambled too, primarily due to hookup culture and dating apps.
Excuse me. But you are absolutely beautiful, and I would love to take you on a date sometime.
Oof, that is dark, isn't it? Talk about Blade Runner 2049 vibes.
You look lonely. I can fix that. You look like a good job.
Remember the days before mountains of meaningless email? Remember the thrill of receiving a real letter in the real mail? Rediscover that nostalgic excitement with Historic Mail, a thoughtful gift for anyone who appreciates history and the lost art of letter writing. Well, what do we have here? It's nothing less than a letter from Franklin D. Roosevelt to good old Winston Churchill. Fascinating stuff if you're a World War II buff. The letter demonstrates the special relationship between these two iconic leaders. Check out this letter from Walt Disney to Richard Nixon. Historic Mail is the perfect gift for history lovers. Learn about the fascinating inner lives of the world's greatest historical figures from the primary source itself.
It's Walt Disney to President Nixon when he was vice president, and that's what the letter actually looked like. It was his signature and everything.
That is so cool.
Yeah, he was inviting him onto a TV show. He couldn't make it, but that's kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, that's really,
I
really
love
cool.
these.
I love that.
Yeah, he left a little stamp like Mickey Mouse.
That's cute.
It's just interesting to see this history.
Yeah, and how authentic it is. That's really cool.
Every week a stamped envelope is delivered to your doorstep containing a reproduction of a letter penned by a famous historical figure, supported by a document providing historical context and a typed version of the letter. Get 10 weekly letters for only $59.99, or get a whole 52 weeks worth of letters for an in-depth, personalized exploration through a specific period of history. Get letters from historical titans including George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Nikola Tesla, and Thomas Edison, almost as if they came straight from their desk to yours. Personalize your gift with this special certificate featuring your name and the receiver's name on it. Just use the code PJW to get your 10% discount. Go to historicmail.com/PJW to get your gifts now and help support this channel. Now back to the video. Thankfully for her, Melissa says she's now found someone who she believes to be her soulmate. But again, in terms of kids, she's nearly 39. It looks like she's left it too late.
I feel unbelievably betrayed by feminism. I was constantly fed this idea that women can do everything. We don't really need men. Women can have the great career and have the kids that they like and change the tires and do this. I got that from so many of the women in my life too. A lot of like the older women in my life. What the hell did you mean by that? Such a lie.
Yeah, she should have told all those morbid wine ants to shut up and listen to Elon instead.
I think like something that is really important is like you just literally have to have kids or there's no next generation.
You think you're happy when you're doing all these things when you're single to make yourself happy. I don't think you really are. It's the relationships that make you happy. It's building something with another person. It's creating a life with another person, having goals and plans with another person. It's making other people happy, making people you love happy. That's happiness. After she wrote the article, she received a tirade of stern messages from men.
Like I said, there was hundreds of guys emailing me, texting me, LinkedIn messaging me, commenting on the post, saying, you're selfish, you missed out, you could have had all that, you've picked your career. I mean, calling me horrible things. I mean, it was awful. I sat in bed reading these comments.
But Melissa had an interesting reaction.
And I was like, oh my God, they're right.
The media would vilify those messages she received as hateful, abusive harassment. Yeah, if she'd received them 10 to 15 years ago, her life would be on a totally different course right now. And she might actually be happy. Toxic masculinity, not always bad then, eh? But again, it's a two-way street. Chances are some of those men who messaged her are themselves hypergamous, outright incels, or completely deluded themselves. Case in point, this post-first date exchange between a young man and a girl who met on a dating app went viral recently. Lol, okay then, yeah, what are your expectations for your girlfriend, wife, whatever? Can I be honest about it? It might be seen as outdated or something. Yeah, of course, this is a judgment-free zone. Honestly, I'm looking for a traditionally feminine woman, someone who isn't going to mind being the child rearer and homemaker, someone who is going to take care of her appearance and herself, just all round content to be a female in our relationship. I know that's pretty anti-feminist or whatever, but it's just how I feel. Oh, slay, I don't think that's anti-feminist or outdated at all. To be honest, that's pretty similar to what I want too. Kind of my dream, if I'm being honest. Really? Wow, this is going so well. Is it about to take a horrific turn for the worse? Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, I'd love to be able to focus on making my house a home, working on myself, and just be taken care of without having to stress about expenses or money, lol. What do you mean? Just that I'd love a traditional man who's going to cover my expenses and make sure I'm getting what I want. Someone who brings that kind of masculine energy. So you're looking for a guy who isn't going to mind buying you whatever you want and basically will just bankroll your whole life? So you're a gold digger user, basically? More like someone who will take care of our family financially so I can take care of him and his kids, etc. How's that any different from you wanting your girlfriend wife to take care of the home and your kids. It feels like kind of a double standard for you to call me a gold digger. Believe it or not, it gets even worse. It's not a double standard, it's different, because the things that I'm looking for, emotionally stable, take care of herself, good with kids, are inherently female traits. Good women naturally have that stuff. You're looking for some rich guy who can buy you stuff. That's not naturally part of being a guy. It's totally different. I mean, especially because of how expensive life is in general these days. You think I'm going to be able to afford a $500,000 house on one salary just so you can play dress up and not have to worry about a job? You expect not to contribute to the bills of cost of living? Fuck you! I knew there was something wrong with you. No wonder you tried to humiliate me at the restaurant. I should have left right then and there. My guy, chill out. I never said I was looking for a rich guy or 500k house or anything like that. Just that I want a guy who can take care of me. Especially if I'm raising his kids. How can your dream woman be the homemaker and child rearer if she's also working full-time to pay the bills? I have absolutely no issue with gender roles or division of labour in the relationship, but you're not looking for a traditional woman. You're looking for a maid and nanny who can also help pay your bills. And here was his last chance to save himself. But he dug the hole deeper. Fuck you! Just say you were only interested in me for my money. Next time you match with some sucker, tell him that up front so he doesn't waste his time with you. I paid for last night, my dude. Alarm bells should have blocked him right after that. What do you mean interested in you for your money? Shut the fuck up! My comp sci degree is gonna do way more for me than your business one ever will, bitch. Now I know why you're getting a finance degree, probably so you can scout out the rich guys and try and steal their money. If you're gonna curse me out and call me a gold digger because I want a traditional man even though you want a traditional woman, something tells me you're not the type of guy I'm looking for. Lose my number, but I hope you have a good life. Then worst of all, him again. Hey, you up right now? Sam! Yeah, I guess his comp sci degree didn't save him from being a delusional imbecilic simp. I thought this was pretty self-evident, but I'm gonna have to spell it out anyway. If you want a trad wife, you're gonna have to pay for it. You're gonna have to pay for all of it. A woman who works 40 hours a week isn't going to have time to raise your children, cook your meals and clean your house, which is a full-time job in itself anyway. You're just going to have to do whatever it takes to become the sole breadwinner. That was the deal for hundreds, thousands of years of human procreation, and nothing has changed. Newsflash, for relationships to work, both parties have to fulfill traditional gender roles. It doesn't work when it's just one or the other. Don't be a Melissa Pursling. Definitely don't be this moron. Don't indulge the misery-making merry-go-round of dating apps and hypergamy. Life is so short. Don't waste time, and don't leave it too late. If you value what I do and you want to help support me, please visit pauljosephwatson.locals.com and either pledge a one-time donation or subscribe to join my community, get early access videos, and message me directly. And exclusive live streams coming soon too. Promise. Check out the Locals link down in the description. And don't forget to take a look at the brand new website modernity.news. That's where you'll find all my content, including exclusive articles. That's modernity.news.